Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to Monday Night IG Live with Dana Hisbick, also known as the Vision Builder. I'm very happy to have yet another Monday Night Live with you, and I continue to express my gratitude to those of you who join me every single Monday, whether it is live or you catch the replay. I truly appreciate every comment, every reshare of these broadcasts. I appreciate every time you are able to apply the information and give me feedback on how it's going. Thank you so much. I do not take for granted that I have opportunity to share insights with you, to share knowledge with you, um, and that allows you to make significant strides in your business and to build a strong and profitable business. So, thank you again so much. For those of you who are new, who are perhaps joining for the first time, hi Cherise, welcome. My name is Dina Haysburg. In this community, I am known as a vision builder, and I'm known as that because I help persons to create strategies that leads them to their vision. And I do that by empowering you through tools, through knowledge, through coaching in your business so that you can make better strategic choices that allows you to build a business, the business that's in your mind, that's in your vision, the business that allows you to make money now and pay yourself now, and also to leave a legacy for those you love. Hi Chris, welcome from your new page, Chris. Good to have you. So today we're continuing the conversation. Last week I would have started with brand identity, and I gave you all some homework. Chris, you're joining from every page. I gave you some homework, so I want to know how many of you actually did the homework in terms of finding out from folks what are the words that comes to your mind when they hear about your business, or words that will allow them to think about you. Were you able to do that assignment? Because that is such a key part of understanding where you lie. Because regardless of what you do, right, you are positioned in the mind of someone, and you're positioned in a particular place. So if you did that exercise, welcome Terry, let me know if it was insightful for you. Did you learn anything new? Let me know if that's something that happened, because that is an important exercise. Did you do the assignment? I see Chris said he found out good food, plenty food, fun times. Good. So I know that Terry did the exercise, and she asked me what she should do with the information that she received. So I'm asking those of you who are on, and you were on last week, if you have not seen last week's IG Live, you can always catch it on IGTV. It's under the Business Series 2021. You're going to see that broadcast on brand identity. And so this week we're going to go on to brand loyalty. But fundamental to brand loyalty is really understanding the brand identity that exists. And brand identity is in part what you are putting out, but also in part what persons are interpreting or receiving from what you're putting out. So let me know, Cherise. I know Terry did it. Chris, I'm assuming that you did it. Did you do that exercise in terms of finding out what words trigger people to think about your business, or what words come to mind when they think about their business? And was that exercise insightful? Did you learn anything new, or did it reinforce for you what it is you were trying to put out? Do you think that you're doing a good job putting out the right things? That is really what I want you to ask yourself now. So let me know how that exercise went, because today we're taking it a step further. And I've been looking into doing something which is sharing slides or sharing little images during the presentation. So I'm going to try it today. If it works well intermittently, I'm going to use this on our Monday Night Lives just to add a little bit of dimension to our Monday presentations. So I'm waiting to see the responses. Let me know if you were able to do that activity and exercise, because we're going to take it further while I try this here. Let's see how this goes. Do y'all see that? Just let me know if it works, because if it works, this is awesome. Then I'm going to be able to do this a little bit more often. Because today, this is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about going from brand identity to brand loyalty. Right, so I'm seeing Cherie said she got words like neat work, cute, feminine, great details. So Cherise, my question to you, right, is, oh, y'all seeing it? Yay! Woohoo! I'm excited. All right, so my question to you, Cherise, is those words, are those the words that you want to communicate with your business, right? Is that the word that you want to communicate? Are those the words that you really want to communicate with your brand? Because it means now I need to look at these words and determine is where I am, the location that I'm at, in the minds of folks, is this the location that I want to be? And then what do I actually need to do? What do I actually now need to do in order to get myself in a proper position? Because from the words that I'm seeing there, Cherise, neat work, cute, feminine, great details, what I'm seeing there is basically right now, apart from your existing customers and your wider social media audience, right, you are presently in an inspirational category and not a business that I go buy from category. And that's something that you will need to work on. Okay, that's something that you actually now need to look at and figure out, is this really where I want to be? So each of you who did the exercise, I want you to ask yourself the words that are coming to you, the words that are people say are resonating with them from your business. Ask yourself these questions. Does this help? Is this where I want to be in terms of my brand? Does this result in people actually wanting to take an action or think of me in a way that I am providing a solution that they're willing to buy? And then ask yourself, what do I need to now change? What do I now need to put out to help reframe that narrative? Communication is two-way, right? So they are receiving some level of non-verbal or verbal communication from you that is reinforcing this idea. The way that you are able to counteract that is by now putting out new information that persons can process and counteract. Great. So let me see if I can add another photo to put out there. Okay, let's see how that works. So that's what I just said to you. So what are the words that people are associating with you? Are those the words that you want people to continue to associate with you? And are you ready to change those words? Now that we've established that, we need to understand that identity is the starting point of loyalty. So a lot of you are trying right now to develop brand loyalty. Make sense? I want to create brand loyalty. You cannot create the right kind of brand loyalty without the right kind of brand identity. So here's the deal. If when you do your examination, you do your research, and research is so critical, you do your research and you recognize that people are utilizing the wrong markers, or where they place you is not the right space. If you keep reinforcing that, guess what people are going to be loyal to? They're going to be loyal to the thing that you don't want them to be loyal. In a sense, what you're going to do is annex yourself in a place that you don't want to be. So when you start when you are without intention as it relates to the information that you are putting out, when you are without intention as it relates to getting persons to put you in a particular space, buy from you your solution, whether it be a product, whether it be a service. And when I say you're not intentional, I mean, and I include not actually putting out the straightforward, direct information that you need them to have, like book something, buy something. This service is available for you right now, and speak to someone directly. What is going to happen is that they are now going to continue to annex you and roadblock you, in a sense, in their mind, in a space that you do not want to be. So identity is key before you start creating loyalty. So I know I'm talking about loyalty today, but if right now you are not clear on identity and you're not doing a very good job in identity, keep working on that. Keep working on establishing that identity. And in a sense, while you're doing that and you're solidifying that, what is going to happen is that you are then going to find yourself, the loyalty will also build, and the loyalty will be building in the right place. Are you all with me? I don't want these little slides here to keep you distracted. But I'm very excited about it. I'm not going to lie. That's the teacher in me. So before I share with you tips that will help you with your brand loyalty, and in a sense it will also help you with your brand identity, once you've figured out where you want to be placed, I want to share this with you. Brand loyalty, by way of definition, is the level of connectedness to some aspect of your brand that keeps folks or keeps your customers coming back. So brand loyalty is the level of connectedness to some aspect of your brand which keeps folks coming back. That is what brand loyalty is in a nutshell. What is the thing that they're connected to that keeps them coming back? So in terms of building brand loyalty, in a sense, what you need to do is to find ways to hone or develop that connectedness. You need to find ways to hone or to develop that level of connectedness. Are you all with me? You all are very, very quiet. Do you have any questions so far? Because I'm going to share with you 3 tools or three tips that is going to help you to hone or create that level of connectedness that leads to brand loyalty. Are you all with me? Let me know by some hearts. Let me know if you have any questions so far. Or are you all in a place where you're thinking, about what I'm sharing and thinking about it in terms of your business? Now, here's something while you all are typing or letting me know if you're following, if you're hearing me. I've observed something. For those of you who are in Trinidad, you recognize that we are in lockdown again, right? So really it has come full circle. We are in May and we have entered into a lockdown approximately 14 months after our very first lockdown. And I've observed something. I've been keenly looking on at what some of the businesses have been doing. And particularly I'm looking on at our micro entrepreneurs, which are people like most of us, right? Most of us right now are probably with very small teams or working solo in your business. So that's what I mean when I say micro entrepreneurs. And I've been looking on at what folks have been doing. And here's what I observed. I observed that when we went on to our first lockdown with the rest of the world last year, everybody started going live. Everybody started utilizing their social media because, again, we were grasping at ways. Businesses were grasping at ways to make money, to get in front of persons. They recognized, I was ignoring my social media. Now I can't ignore it any longer. I really need to keep working on it. So people were grasping at it. Then the economy started opening up some more. Persons were able to open back their storefronts. Persons were able to get back to some semblance of normalcy as it related to their business. And guess what happened? All of that attention that they cultivated on social media, they were now ignoring. So they dropped off of social media. And I observed now that we are again in lockdown as not just Trinidad and Tobago, because for those of you who are thinking it's just Trinidad, several countries around the world are locking down again because we're now in the 3rd wave of COVID. Some countries are in the 3rd wave. We are presently in our 2nd wave. So we are now in this place, and guess what? They're like, hey, look at me. I'm on social media. I'm here for you now. And guess what that is doing? That is, again, establishing something as it relates to your brand loyalty and your brand identity. And I want you to think about this, right? If you had a friendship with someone, right, and you all were talking all the time, and then the person disappears for 6 months, 8 months, a year, and they come back, yeah, you're going to talk with them, but now you're going to be watching them a little bit like, do I really want to get fully invested with you? Do I really want to like commit to talking to you like that, for like that level of investment, that level of loyalty? You may think a little bit two times about it, right? Now think about that from your perspective of your customer. Because I've been observing, and a lot of businesses, a lot of entrepreneurs have been doing that. When I need to be online, I'll be online. But when I don't need to, when things are going back, right? Things are going back, I'm just gonna go back to dealing with the people in like everyday life and ignore you all. And then when I need you again, I'm gonna come back. Let me tell you something about brand loyalty. That brand loyalty and brand identity, just that action establishes something in the minds of the persons who are connecting with you, who are building a connection with you, who are identifying with you. That behavior establishes something for them, and what's going to happen is that you're going to find that you are not going to be able to keep their attention. They might identify who you are, but then they're not going to want to take an additional step with you because you are inconsistent. And that is key. That is key. And when it comes, and we're going to talk about that, but when it comes to consistency, each of us have to establish what consistency looks like to us. So let's go into, hi everybody who is joining in. We're talking about building brand loyalty. So when you're talking about brand loyalty, here's the first thing that you need to recognize in terms of building loyalty with your brand and building that level of connectedness. Now remember, we said brand loyalty is a level of connectedness to some aspect of your brand, right? That keeps people coming back. So when you think about it from that perspective, the first thing that you need to work on for brand loyalty is authenticity. Now, I was very hesitant to use this word because everybody and their friend uses authenticity now. Oh, we have to be our authentic self. And quite frankly, a good word could become very cliche through overuse and misuse, right? So I was a bit hesitant in using this word, but I want to use it and I want to explain it to you. Authenticity has to do with consistency. That is what authentic means. Authentic means the integrity of a thing remains the same over time. Okay? That is what authenticity looks like. It is not, well, I'm just being my authentic self, and then you start just going wild and crazy, on the internet, right? Or you have to show the most obscure things or behave in a way. So it's like I show the worst of my character traits on the internet because I'm being my authentic self. That is not what authenticity is. Authenticity has to do with integrity, consistency of character, consistency of a thing over time. That's important. Why are you all here every Monday night or catching the replay after every Monday night? Because there is a level of authenticity, meaning consistency of character with me over time. And I am not saying, well, you know what, it is what it is. I know that that's what I put out. There is a consistency and integrity over time. It is not wavering. It's not 1 minute I'm up, next minute I'm down. 1 minute I'm doing coaching, next minute, I'm changing tires. It's not that. So when you are building your brand, and that's why I say identity is so critical as a first point before you start to build loyalty. Identity is developed over time. Sometimes at the beginning you're not 100% clear on what you want people to anchor to or the words that you want people to consistently know you by. So continue to work that out. Continue to explore. Continue to research. Continue to ask questions concerning what people require of you. But then when you refine and you hone that, then you have to be authentic, consistently providing exactly what you said you're going to provide. That is so key. Okay, are you all following with me? Thank you, Chris. I really work on ensuring that I give great content, but also recognizing that this is not content that is manufactured to serve a purpose. And maybe at this point I probably would want to say this to you all. This is the sum total of my notes. See? Why is that the sum total of my notes? What you all experience of me is literally me. Meaning that I literally am educated in this field, have experience in this field, consistently study in this field, and work this out consistently in my own business and with my clients. I'm not faking the funk. I don't have time to do that. This is B. So it's easy for me to be consistent or authentic because it emanates out of what I know and have already established in myself. And so when you're thinking about authenticity and consistency, it has to be something that emanates out of you, which is why it's critical that whatever you're doing, it has to have a level of connectedness to you, or you need to be bringing some part of your personality, some consistent part of your joy in building this business to the forefront. That is important. That is critical. I am a teacher by nature. So what you see of me is my teacher. Right? What you see of me is the teaching. So it's easy for me to do a Monday Night Live every Monday all year long because this flows out of me. Okay? So when you are building connection, when you are building, so some of you have been my coaching clients, some of you are not yet my coaching clients. The hope is that at some point you will become a coaching client, but in the interim, what you are seeing of me is exactly what I have within me. Okay, so when we talk about, people talk about be authentic brand and your personal brand, remember I always say to you that when you are building a brand, a lot of the times, a lot of the big companies find personalities to align or collaborate within their brand is because people connect to people. So for those of you who are thinking, well, can I be authentic without showing myself? No, you can't. You have to show some person. There has to be a person that people connect with. Some people choose to use an avatar. That is why it works. Cartoon characters of themselves work. Because, again, they are building connection to something, a level of connectedness to something that is consistent, visible, present, always there. So that is what authenticity is. That is what authenticity is. That's why there are comic strip artists that have a very strong brand presence on Instagram. How? You will say to me, but they don't show themselves, but they show their art. They show the consistency in the type of messaging they bring out through their artwork. So that is the authenticity. That is the character that is coming out. So even though they're not visible, what are people building a connection with? They're building a connection with the type of images, the type of artistry that's coming out. They use a particular format. They use their voice in the comic strips. So people get accustomed to that. This is important. This is really key, right? So authenticity. What is your brand representing, and where is it showing up? Who is it showing up through? What is the thing that people connect with? That is key. So that's point one. The second point is emotive connection. Emotive connection is fundamental in creating brand loyalty. People will forget what you do for them. They will never forget how you make them feel. You know what that is? We hear that quote all the time. I can't remember who said it, but that is a well-known quote. I think it's Maya Angelou. I think so. I will double check. People will forget what you've done for them. They will not forget how you make them feel. Very important quote. Why is that important? Because emotions linger longer than the memory of an action. You see, I don't necessarily remember the action. I might not remember a birthday cake from 10 years ago, what it looked like. I might not remember the design, but I will remember how I felt in that moment. And that is so important. Brand loyalty has to do with how do you make people feel? What is the emotion they get when they connect with you, when they connect with their business, when they connect with their page? I am very intentional about how I develop relationships with my clients. I'm very intentional about it. Okay, now yes, I can be considered an expert in my field, but when I'm meeting with my clients, when I'm connecting with my clients, I don't come with my expert hat lofty up there. Okay, I can make connection. I show an interest in person's life. I mean, honestly, this is where it comes down to treat people like people. And you all, if you've been with me for a long time, I'm sure you've heard me say that before. Stop people treating folks like a target. We all know when we are a target. We all know when we feel like a target, right? So you have to try and make a emotive connection with your persons who are connected with your brand through your Facebook page, through your Instagram page, just face to face in your community, people that you may have had consults with and perhaps never converted into a client, people who might have inquired but perhaps never bought. How do you make them feel at the end of that process, even if they don't buy? How do they feel? How do they feel at the end of a conversation with you? How do they feel when they're through DMing with you? How do they feel when they chat on your comments? I mean, in your comments. How do they feel? Brand loyalty is built upon creating an emotive connection. That's what keeps people coming back. We talk about what do they connect with that keeps them coming back. They connect with a feeling of triumph, a feeling of solving a problem, a feeling of happiness. What is the feeling? Here's the flip side of that. If you make them feel horrible, they ain't ever coming back. If you make them feel horrible, they're not coming back. That's the flip side of this equation. You make them feel badly. How many of you all have never gone back to a business place because every time you open back up the page, you're like, I feel some kind of way about this? How many of us have had that experience? And again, that is predicated upon or based upon an emotive principle of losses loom larger than gains. One bad experience is going to keep me from coming back to you over and over again. Okay? So that's the second thing. The third point in terms of building brand loyalty is visibility. People will not be loyal to what they're not seeing. Really important, right? How am I going to be loyal to what I can't see? I might be loyal. I might have had, I might connect with you because you're authentic, you're real, I could connect with you, right? I might have had an emotive connection with you, emotions are there, but you're not visible. And what does visibility looks like? Visibility looks like reaching out to past customers, seeing how they're doing. Like right now, I have committed this week that I'm going to call all of my past coaching clients just to check in with them and see how they're going. Visibility means that I come back and I chat with you, I connect with you, I send you an email. I am consistently present in the spaces that you are connecting with, that you're seeing. I'm visible on your social media, I'm visible in your stories, I'm visible by way of text messages or WhatsApp messages, I'm visible by reconnecting with you. Visibility. People will be loyal to you if they see you. So a lot of the times the brand loyalty wanes because halfway through the process you get lazy, you get complacent. And I need to talk to all of my millennial entrepreneurs. A lot of you all are millennial entrepreneurs. There is this thing that irks me when I see it, and I really want you to not develop this. One of the things that I've been seeing is a very self-centered, self-indulgent approach to entrepreneurship. And what does that look like? I don't feel it right now, that is not in line with my energy. I just needed to take a break. And you just ghost your people. Leave them high and dry for lengths of time, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, not a word, right? Not a word. And then you want to come back and get them to jump back on your bandwagon the same way. Okay, maybe the first time, you had something, and I'm not talking about where you have major issues, traumatic things happening. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about you just flowing with your feelings, and because the feeling told me to not feel right about being here today, I'm just not going to feel right, and I just won't be there. right? That is a problem. And don't get me wrong. I understand that entrepreneurship is hard and sometimes you don't feel it. Can I be honest with you? Today I really wasn't feeling to go live. I mean, honestly, there's so much going on. There's a lot of, there quite a few bad things happened in our country and in the fraternity that you're associated with today. And I really didn't feel the feeling. Truth be told. I love Monday Night Live, but did I feel the most pumped today? Now I feel better because I'm in the pocket. I'm in the pocket of teaching, and that's what happens with me, right? But I didn't feel it. But guess what I did? I showed up. And I'm showing up and I'm delivering because I made a commitment. Right? I made a commitment. I'm here because I made a commitment. There are times when things will happen and I will not be here because of things beyond my control. But instances like these, you have to make a choice. I could have made a choice and come on and say, guys, hey, no live tonight, and my energy is not up. But if I consistently do that, if I do that one time, fine, we can be forgiving. If I do that for 3-4 weeks, even though you're connected with me, even though you have benefited, it's going to take you some time to get back into the vibe of vibing with me. Does this make sense to you all? Are you all with me? I know you're quiet and you're thinking. So being visible has to do with showing up where people are at. And if you can't show up, right? If you can't show up, let folks know why. Right? But don't stop running this, my feelings business. You see that? That is not the way that we move this thing forward. And there's really such a self-centered approach. I've been seeing it permeating, and I'm seeing what is known as or called persons who are called to be thought leaders advocating this approach. And quite frankly, it might seem cool, but in the long run it's going to backfire. And I'm not here for fad businesses. I'm here for the people who are trying to build something that lasts. So there is a part of you that has to discipline yourself. There's a part of you that has to commit to what you are doing in a way that works for you. Though that being said, that last part, that consistency, that emotive connection, that visibility, you got to do it in a way that works for you. And that is how you are able to maintain. Do you see me trying to go live every single day? No. That is not something that's going to work for my life and work for my schedule. It is not going to work out. And what is going to happen if I try an unrealistic schedule like that, then inconsistency is going to happen. Inconsistency is going to be the thing that is going to bring me down because I cannot hold that schedule. So I've created a consistent pattern that works, so that everybody who is connected with me knows when I'm going to show up, know where they can find me, when they can find me, how they're going to find me. You might not find a feed post today, but you'll always find a story. We get accustomed to that. You're going to see me on a Monday night. So I want to ask you, do your people know when they can find you, how they're going to find you? Do you have a system to nurture that emotive connection, to nurture that relationship? We don't need to burn out to build this thing. We just need to have a strategy. We don't need to burn out to build it. We need to have a strategy. That's why I have planning table sessions for you all, so you can build a strategy that doesn't burn you out, so that you can do the long race and not just the short race. This is not simply about, hey, I'm just going to burn it out, because then you'll burn yourself out. It's about finding a consistent way to show appreciation, to add value, to consistently build your brand so that you can keep up with this race. This race of entrepreneurship is not swift. It's for those who can endure. And brand loyalty is an endurance road. It's an endurance road. right? And we have to have a system that allows us to endure, because there are levels to your business. There is working in your business and working on your business. So when you are seeing me working in my business, this is like this. But then there are times when I'm working on my business, which you all don't see, but you see the fruits of it later on. You're not going to see those times, and I need to make space for those times, because your business is more than your social media account. Your brand is more than your social media account. This is the work that goes into building the foundations of your business that allows your brand to come forward, and that's important. Okay, so here is the thing. If you've done the research and your brand identity work and you're not clear, you're not happy with where you're at, your assignment is to start doing and putting out messages that will cause folks to start establishing the right brand identity. If you found that you are in a space that you like, that you're in the right place in terms of the identifiers of your brand, your next assignment is to start working on building your brand loyalty. And you do that through authenticity, through emotive connection, and through visibility. So, do we have any questions for me before I wrap up? Did you enjoy this evening's live? And again, I really want to show appreciation to you all for always being here. I want to remind you that planning table sessions are available to you. Now, guys, I don't always open up planning table sessions. I'll be honest, for the past 6 months, my schedule has been so booked out with longer term coaching clients that I have not been able to do planning table sessions. And that's the strategy sessions. That's 90 minutes with me. So what I want you to do is take advantage of this opportunity. It is an investment that will pay off for you. And it is now available. It's now open to you. I'm happy that my schedule is affording me to do this. So take advantage of the opportunity to do your planning table sessions with me. I was supposed to do a live today to share 2 events that I have coming up, but I'm going to have to do that live tomorrow. So you can look out for me tomorrow around midday. Okay, so Terry wants to know about the events. All right, let me tell you about the events. So I'm doing 2 events. These events are for women. So Chris, I'm sorry, but these events are for women. The first event is going to be on May 29th. That's this month. It is a self-discovery workshop, and it's called Recalibrate. And sorry, my allergies are really acting up. So it's called Recalibrate, finding yourself again. And the thing about this workshop, it is for, I have it in my heart for women, because I feel as though this past year, with everything that has been thrown at us, we've kind of lost ourselves in the midst of it, in the midst of being everything to everybody. Right now, you're not too sure of, you haven't been able to take the time to really kind of ground yourself, know where you're at, see yourself again, and that is what this workshop is about. So in this workshop, we're going to be dealing with who are you and what are your values. Yes, Chris, men can discover themselves, but these 2 are hard projects for me, and it is really my heart for women like myself, entrepreneurs, moms, wives. Right now, we kind of feel, a lot of persons have been reaching out to me. They kind of feel lost. They're not too sure where they're at. And because they've been kind of on the hamster wheel of life. So this is an opportunity to come off the hamster wheel, right? And to really look at yourself. It's a 2-hour workshop where we're going to be doing some self-discovery activities. We are going to be looking at your values. What can you expect from it? It's going to be a guided segment, motivational segment with me, giving you 2 hours of time really to block out for yourself, to work on you. You are going to get your own worksheets, like a self-discovery worksheet plus journal, that you can print out and utilize for this, and you're going to get action steps to continue this discovery journey, so you're always present of who you are, where you are at, so that you can keep building the right way. The thing about vision, the thing about building anything, is that you got to know what you're working with, right? And if you don't know what you're working with, if you're feeling burnt out and tired, you're really not too sure what you're working with, and it's hard. So this is for women recalibrate the self-discovery, finding yourself again, the self-discovery workshop. That is going to be on May 29th at 5 p.m. It's a virtual workshop. You can join from anywhere in the world. And the next up will be Renew, Revive, Reset. Renew, Revive, Reset is coming back. It's going to be a virtual event. It's going to be in the month of June, at the end of June, and I will give you more details on that. Again, that is a vision empowerment event for women. We're talking about renew your mind, revive your vision, and reset your goals to get you ready for the second half of 2021. And I'm really feeling in my heart to do this because there is so much that's happening all around us that we could sometimes feel a bit out of sorts and be a bit unaware of where to go. And a key part of that has to do with us. You have to be more centered in yourself in order to have a clearer vision, in order to have a clearer perspective of what are the right things that are suited for you and not just for everyone else. So I'm very excited about those two events, and I want to get 100 women in both events, like 100 each. So if you are willing to help me do that, I will be super happy, and we can talk more about it. And I'm going to put out more of the details next week, tomorrow. Men getting left in the dark? No, Chris, men are not getting left in the dark. Right, so thank you for asking that question. Right, so Terry, I hope that you will be there. I'll be talking with you about advertising that on Sister Talk Live. And guys, for those who don't know, I'm going to be co-hosting with Terry on Sister Talk Live on Wednesday. So women, please join in. It's going to be an awesome conversation. I'm always so happy to be a host on a guest on Sister Talk Live. Okay, I have a question. This question is, if I don't want to add my face yet, any suggestions? So my question is, why don't you want to add your face? Before I make suggestions, it's important for me to understand why you don't want to add your face to your business. That is an important question for me to ask, for me to be able to answer this. Yeah, but even from the food, people want to know who's preparing their food. People want to know who's the chef. So even if you want to put out the food, it's important for them to know their chef. It's important for them to build a connection with their chef. Again, some of the best restaurants I've been to in my life, the chef came out, or someone from behind came out and they checked in with you. Or even if I went to if we went to a restaurant and the waiter was really, really good, or the bartender was really, really good, that keeps you coming back. So the food is one thing. The food is made more special by having the experience with somebody there. So yeah, so Chris, even though you're not pinned to the job, you're not pinned to it, you are the brainchild of the business. You started the business. You are the source of the business, right? So people will build a connection with you. I'm going to give an example. One of my favorite restaurants is Show. If you're in Trinidad, Show is a very high-end restaurant. Absolutely love it. Really, really love that restaurant. I've only been there a handful of times because it's real expensive. But that is like one of the places that I really love to go to for like super special occasions, right? But you know why Show is like that? Because people also connect Show with the chef that is the head chef at Show. He is the source of it. Like, his food is exceptional. Yes, he has sous chef. Yes, he has people working in the kitchen with him. But it all comes down to his name, right? So in the same way with you, even though you have other things that are going on, even though you're in fitness and everything else, you have to cultivate your own personal brand, and people have to be willing or build a connection with you and some type of cuisine, so that as your business continues, without you, people are going to still want to connect with you. That makes sense, right? I hope that you follow that. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me once again. I'm gonna put out the information about the two events that are coming up. I really hope that the women who are on are excited about it. I really want to encourage you to please invest with yourself, in yourself. I know it'll seem like, hey, is this something I should really do? And also, guys, it's pretty affordable, right? So the event on the 29th, Recalibrate, the self-discovery event, giving you an opportunity to look at yourself and to think about what you value and start crafting actions and activities in your life that reinforces that. That is only 25 US, and for until Mother's Day it's going to be 20 US. 20 US. 20 US is how much in TT? I don't even know. 120 TT, something like that. It's 20 US. You can give yourself that. So that's until Mother's Day. That's the price. It goes on sale tomorrow. Yes, Chris, men on the dark, Father's Day coming up. I'll sort out you men. I'll sort you all out. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you so much, lovely makeup. I wish I knew your name, so I'm gonna call you by IG handle. Right? So that is the event that's coming up. Ooh, my AirPods fell out. That is the event that's coming up, and I really want to encourage you to come to it. I'm going to share more and more about that event, Recalibrate, and then Renew, Revive, Reset, because I know in my heart that this is a time that we really need to be. I know I need to do some work in this area for you all. Vanessa, hey Vanessa, oh lovely, lovely. I said lovely, lovely. Vanessa, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for being here. Right, so have an amazing and productive week, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. Also, if you want to book, if you're not sure that the planning table session is for you and you want to book a consultation call, feel free to do that. The consultation calls are absolutely free. All you need to do is go in the link in my bio and book your consultation call, and we can talk more about what you should do, what are your options, what are the best options for you. Yes, Vanessa, it's going to come out tomorrow. The event is called Recalibrate, and it is a self-discovery event for women. The goal of it is to help you to see yourself again at this point in time, having everything that we have gone through in the past year, and to remember what you value so that you can start to incorporate it in the way that you are living everyday life, and be more intentional about those areas. So I'll be sharing more about that tomorrow. It is going to be on sale from tomorrow. Tickets are going to be on sale, and I would love to have you there, invite some friends, but I really feel in my heart that this is a time to help, Chris, don't take offense, but to help women we've been doing a lot this past year, and I think now is a time for us to find ourselves again so that we can start structuring some things into our life that reinforces, who we are, who did God make you to be, what should you be incorporating in your life, and get off that hamster wheel and start living more intentionally. Yes, I see Rachel, it's coming. I see Ella is coming, so I'm very excited about it. My heart is very, very inclined towards this right now, and this is a key part of vision. So I'm very excited about doing this. It's going to be amazing, transformative, and really help us to just get back on track. All right, guys, have an amazing night. Thank you again for joining me, and we will talk soon.